Oh, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it, as the kids say. A hot minute since I've talked about the iPad Mini 7. But I want to again today, and more importantly, I want to show you a bunch of things which you might need for yours. Okay, a quick update on the iPad Mini 7. It's the best iPad Apple has ever made. Still, yes, it wasn't the biggest update last year. We didn't get the ProMotion display, we didn't get Face ID. They didn't do anything really apart from give it a new chip and make it ready for Apple Intelligence. But it's the only iPad really that has retained a very consistent bunch of use cases for me. So things like, watching content if I'm not using my iPhone, occasional note-taking, occasional writing as well, and just a kind of reference thing. This often sits just out of frame below the camera with my notes for each video on it, and I use it pretty much every day because of that reason. And it's the size of it, it's the one-handedness of it, it's great. If you're still thinking about whether or not to buy the iPad Mini 7 and you're waiting for the next version to see if Apple brings one with a ProMotion display, don't bother, just get it. However, like every iPad, this thing comes alive when you add stuff to it. Now, two caveats with this. The first one is that I'm not going to show you loads of wacky things that I've been sent just to make a video. I'm going to show you things that I actually use with my iPad Mini, because that's the whole point of these videos. I want to show you things that you could find useful yourself. So it's not that exciting, but there are some things in here that are so important if you want to get the most out of this iPad Mini. We'll get into that in a second. Very quickly, we've just gone past 200,000 subscribers. Thank you so much if you've click that button. If you haven't yet and you've been watching the channel for a little while, just give it a click. It makes a huge difference. Oh, what a weekend that was. Amazing. However, we are also going to celebrate this with a big giveaway, a massive giveaway, a giveaway which has so many incredible things in it, and we're going to reveal what that giveaway is on the newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter yet, click that link in the description. Anyway, let's get into my favorite iPad Mini accessories. I just watched that intro back and realized that I didn't give you the second caveat, which was basically the fact that I don't use all of these accessories all the time because, well, you'll see why, but I just don't. One that I do use all the time though is this. You need a case for your iPad Mini. If you don't get one, okay, it's lovely in that form. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? But if you drop it, bad times. So the case I recommend is today's sponsor, which is from MOFT. Now, normally I would go through all of the kind of marketing stuff that MOFT uses to describe this, and that's probably what they want me to do. Sorry guys, I'm not going to do it in this video because I'm just worried that sometimes that gets in the way of just explaining how brilliantly simple and functional this thing is. Basically, as you can see, you wrap your iPad Mini in the case and it protects the front, it protects the back. It's made from Movas leather, which feels very nice and has, I'm reading the marketing stuff now, it has a 2000 scratch test resistance thing. So it's very, very durable, and I can confirm that's the case. But the genius of this thing lies in the way that it does this kind of origami stuff. So you flick it out like that, and suddenly you've got this kind of stand for your iPad. So if you're using it alongside your MacBook, for instance, like this, and you've got your iPad as a second display or you're just referencing things, it's much more convenient, much more ergonomic to use. If you want to do some drawing, if you're an illustrator, you can very quickly fold it around like that, grab your Apple Pencil, and away you go. If you want to just watch stuff while you're on the couch or, just chilling out and you want to have a nice way of propping up your iPad, bosh. You can see how easy this thing is to use. MOFT do call these all different modes, so sidecar, study, drawer, etc. I'll let you read all the stuff on their website so you can see what it means, but it's so simple. I love cases that are simple and that do more than just protect your iPad, and MOFT do such a good job with this. Now, they do these for all of the iPads that you can buy at the moment. So the iPad Pro, which is at home at the moment, this is the one for that. This also has a built-in Apple Pencil holder, which means you don't lose your Apple Pencil, which is fantastic. If you've got the really big iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch, they've got it for that as well. MOFT, you keep knocking this out of the park. Sorry I didn't do the whole spiel, etc., but I want to keep this simple, and it's just the best case you can get for your iPad Mini. Right, keyboards. I have a slightly weird obsession with the idea of Apple making a mini Magic Keyboard for the iPad Mini because I think it would be amazing. I mean, it may sound crazy, but if you imagine an Apple designed, basically just, the Magic Keyboard, but made smaller for this, it would be brilliant. We don't have that. I don't think they're ever going to do it, to be honest. So we have to find something different. So the keyboard that I'm recommending for the iPad Mini is this one. It's the NuPhy Air60, and it is a 60% mechanical keyboard, which means there's no function key row and there's no number pad either. It's just the right size in terms of transportation. If you're taking this to a coffee shop, that's not too big. Not too noisy to annoy other people either, but it's just so nice. So nice to type on. It's got a backlit keys. If you know your mechanical keyboard onions, then you can pick from all the different switches and all that sort of stuff. They're hot swappable as well, so you can take them off and change them if you want to. But if you just want a brilliant keyboard that is a joy to type on, I really recommend this. You get about a week of use out of it in terms of the battery life. And if you pair it with this is where the magic happens. This is the new Folio, and basically you flip this around like this and you pop the keyboard on there magnetically like that, and then you grab your iPad mini, you pop it on there, you pair your keyboard to it, and away you go. You've even got space for your iPhone to the right or left hand side as well. I've used this on several occasions. I took it to, well, I went to see Patrick Rambles a couple of years ago. That was a lovely trip. And I took this with me. I did a kind of iPad mini only thing, and it was just a brilliant way to use this device. It may look a bit weird. I'll give you that. This looks a bit strange, possibly, but when you start using mechanical keyboards, they're great. And the fact that you can then wrap the Air60 in the new Folio like that, in this lovely case, it's a really, really nice bit of kit, and it's very durable. You can chuck that in your bag, bosh. I'm one of those really annoying tech YouTubers who covers the iPad all the time, and every time he covers the iPad, he mentions Paperlike. And that's because Paperlike is amazing, and it goes onto every single iPad I own. Two reasons for this. One is it's a screen protector, and it's the only screen protector I want to use because it doesn't dull the colors. It's incredibly easy to apply, and guys, if I can apply it, you can definitely apply it. You get two in the box, by the way, just in case you screw up the first one. The second reason is because it, as the name suggests, it makes your iPad display feel like paper. The Apple Pencil and the iPad display without the Paperlike protector is horrible. It's a very weird experience. It's like running a pen across glass. Pointless. Add this and it becomes matte. It becomes a much more, there's just a bit of resistance there that, again, makes it feel like paper. It's very hard to explain. They're so good. There's a reason so many people buy these. Now, when it comes to a stylus for your iPad mini 7, I recommend the Apple Pencil Pro, which, yes, is £129, $129. And yes, if you've got the Apple Pencil 2nd generation, that doesn't work with the iPad mini 7, which is annoying. And yes, the only other option from Apple is the USB-C version, which is just not worth it, trust me. You're kind of railroaded by Apple into buying another Apple Pencil. I get that. However, what you get in return for that is the best writing thing ever for your iPad. And if you've bought a Paperlike display, you want the best thing to write with it, write on with it, if that makes sense. So you get all of the lovely stuff with the Apple Pencil. So it attaches magnetically and charges like that. It's just the right size, it's just the right weight. But because it's the Pro version, firstly you get Squeeze. I think, is it called Squeeze? I think it is, which is basically, as the name suggests, when you squeeze that part of the Apple Pencil Pro, you get a little menu on the screen so you can choose different writing implements and features and stuff. But it does this thing where it's like it's haptic feedback where you squeeze it and it feels like it's clicking in. It's so addictive. It's amazing. You get barrel roll, which is when you twist the pencil in your fingers like that and it turns the writing implement around. So if you're an artist or a calligrapher or whatever, you're going to need that, trust me. You get pressure sensitivity, all the normal stuff. Find My support, so if you lose this, you can hopefully find it. I know Apple doesn't like to call this a stylus, but it is a stylus. If you want a stylus for your iPad mini 7 and you don't want to cheap out, basically, just get the Apple Pencil Pro. Right, we're into the very exciting part of this video now. So when you buy an iPad mini 7, you get the iPad mini and you get a very nice USB-C charging cable. But that's it. It's 2025, which means you have to find a charging brick to go along with all that stuff. I recommend Anker. Now there's about 1,000 Anker options for this, but the one that I've just bought, again, I've got two of these now because they're so good. Let me get this right. The Anker 735 Nano 2 charger. Now we can't get too excited about this, but it gets everything right. So firstly, it's not very expensive. I think I bought one for £25 on Amazon the other day, but it's the right size. It's not too big. It's got 3 outputs. So you've got 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. It uses GAN 2 technology, which means it doesn't get hot, but it's very fast. It has 65 watt charging. Yes, the iPad mini only accepts 20 watt, but I think it gives everything that most people need in terms of 3 outputs, 1 USB-A, 2 USB-C, fast charging, doesn't get hot, the right size. Just buy one. However, if you're out and about, you do often need charge on the go. Even though the iPad mini 7 battery is very good, Again, loads of options for this, and yes, Anker make most of them, but the one I've been using this for about 2 years now. It's the Anker Nano Power Bank, and it's this thing here. The reason it's so good, firstly, it's a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, so loads of charge in there, but the thing that just makes it so convenient is this. It's got a built-in cable. Look at that, a built-in USB-C cable. Yes, it's got a couple of ports here. It's got USB-C and USB-A, so you can do pass-through charging if you want to. It's also got a little display there as well, so it tells you how much battery is remaining, and if you plug it into charge, it will tell you how long it's going to take to charge. But if I'm out and about with my iPad mini and I've got my, my MOFT case like that, it's always just the right size. I can basically, on the right side, plug it in. If you're like me, I'm a bit finicky with having too much cable lying around. So to have that with just a tiny bit of cable coming out, it's perfect. It's great for charging your phone for that reason as well. And because it's so small, you can just pop that in your pocket, pop it in your bag. You don't need to worry about it. Anker is so good at this sort of stuff. Get one of these. The iPad mini 7 has fantastic speakers built into it, but if you want to get the most out of it in terms of watching movies, listening to music, FaceTime calls, all that sort of stuff, you need a pair of earbuds. And let's be honest, you're going to buy a pair of AirPods because it gives you the best experience. Now, if you've got the money for the AirPods Pro 2, just buy them. They're the best version of the AirPods out there at the moment, obviously. However, today, I'm going to recommend the AirPods 4 with active noise cancelling because they're cheaper. They're £179. Same in dollars, but you get most of the stuff that you get with the AirPods Pro 2. So you get the H2 chip, which means conversation awareness, personalized spatial audio, one of the best pass-through modes on the market, which is when you can bring the outside world in so you can hear your surroundings and hear yourself on telephone calls. You get noise cancelling, active noise cancelling, which is actually very good, bearing in mind that these don't have rubber tips. So unlike the AirPods Pro 2, they don't have the rubber tip on here. It actually works surprisingly well. The sound is very, very good. And the case, look at that case. It's wireless charging. It's probably the best earbud case on the market. Only caveat with this is that I do recommend you go and try them before you buy them, because I sit within a very small proportion, I think, of the world's population who can't wear these, ironically. The reason for that is that the left ear is so loose for me, and I can't get it to sit perfectly. The right ear is fine, it's just this left ear just doesn't work. And I'm devastated by that because I love these. I would use these over the AirPods Pro 2. So the only downside with these ones is the fit. Just make sure you don't have a weird left ear like me. And if you don't have that, just get them. Now, I very rarely use a mouse on the iPad mini 7 because it's an iPad, but if I ever need to use a mouse, I just pick up the Logitech MX Master 3S. I've recommended this so many times, but I just realized that I've never gone through the specs. So it's got 8K DPI resolution, which means it's very, very accurate. It's got loads and loads of buttons that you can configure to do whatever you like. It's got this button on the bottom as well, which means you can connect it to up to 3 different devices and switch between them very quickly. It's got silent-ish clicks, so nice. It's got glass tracking, whatever that is. It's got 70-day battery life, and if it runs out, you can charge it for a minute to get 3 hours of use. And that's where you charge it, Apple. There's just nothing better. Okay, I've shown you mine. Now it's time for you to show me yours. Which iPad mini accessories have I missed from this list? Which ones do you use yourself, or which ones are you planning to buy for your new iPad mini 7? Get involved in the comments. And remember, if you don't want to miss out on that 200k giveaway, which is very, very big, make sure you subscribe to my free newsletter. The link is down below. And remember, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and give the channel a subscribe. It makes a massive difference. Thanks, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.